Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Josh here with Work, Save, Bitcoin, the channel where we talk about protecting your time and energy by saving in Bitcoin no matter your budget. Today, I wanted to talk about why the rich own assets and why Bitcoin should have a place in your portfolio. The rich own assets because in our current monetary system, the only way to keep up with inflation and dollar debasement is by owning scarce assets that appreciate over time when priced in dollars. Bitcoin is the same thing. It's the scarcest asset and it's designed to protect your purchasing power over time, and you can start with any amount. The rich don't get rich and stay richer by working harder than everyone else. It's because they own assets, whether that's a company, real estate, gold, whatever it is. They own assets to maintain their purchasing power. Bitcoin is the best asset for everyday people. It has a low barrier to entry. You can allocate any percentage. When you compare that to real estate, you need a large upfront investment, and there's a lot of upkeep and maintenance, taxes, a lot of things to think about. With Bitcoin, you just buy and hold, and it protects your purchasing power. Things get cheaper when you save in Bitcoin. Historically, any other asset has performed poorly when priced in Bitcoin, and it's the first asset that is absolutely scarce. Even gold, it is somewhat scarce, but it's not completely finite. There's still more gold being discovered, and no one knows the exact total amount. Real estate is also somewhat hard to create and somewhat scarce, but the more we innovate, there can be more and more ways to build real estate. For example, you can build higher apartment buildings. There's no limit in theory to how much real estate could exist. But Bitcoin is an absolutely scarce asset with a max supply of 21 million coins. And every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin being created gets cut in half. So while other assets promise you different things, Bitcoin's promise is simple. It's designed to maintain your purchasing power and to store your time and energy. So what percentage of your portfolio should be in Bitcoin? The percentage of your portfolio should match your conviction in Bitcoin. For someone like me, my conviction is very high, so it is all of my portfolio. But for someone who is even a little bit more skeptical, your portfolio should still match that. Most people don't own any Bitcoin at all. Either they're too scared or don't fully understand it. And while no one can predict the future, it's clear that we're moving towards a decentralized digital money. So even if you're just 1% convinced that Bitcoin could become the global reserve asset, your portfolio should still match that. There's really no excuse to own absolutely zero Bitcoin at all at this point. I always like to revisit this chart looking at global assets when compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still such a small piece of the pie when it comes to total global assets, and Bitcoin is the apex predator of all other assets. The reason these assets have such big market caps like real estate, bonds, and equities is because these are a safe haven from dollar debasement. We need these assets just to keep up with inflation. Whereas on a Bitcoin standard, as more people adopt Bitcoin, they realize that the money is the store of value. We no longer need these secondary assets just to store our value, so Bitcoin will continue to eat into these markets. When you look at all that available capital in real estate and bonds, if/when Bitcoin becomes the global reserve asset for maintaining purchasing power, the total ceiling of value being stored in Bitcoin could be huge. There are so many governments, institutions, and people around the world that haven't caught on or learned about this technology yet. So by buying now, you're way ahead of the curve. And I can't stress enough how important it is to just get off of zero. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Together, let's work, save, and build a brighter future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.